Chapter 71 When Tang's Sect Hidden Weapons Meet High Technology. You are listening at novelfull.audio. How could the system glitch out? Was a crash even possible? The more Yifeng thought, the more uneasy he felt. This system shouldn't be susceptible to that kind of failure. It wasn't that kind of system. Even though Yifeng was just thinking aloud, the system indeed didn't offer any reward this time. There was only one explanation: the conditions to trigger a reward hadn't been met. So, how did he get system rewards? By messing with the storyline, or actually getting his hands on things he coveted. In this case, it had to be the latter. Yifeng thought harder. Tang San's at the blacksmith, building his hidden arrows, the Zhuge crossbow of doom, and the flying god claw. The system didn't give me anything, so I must already possess something similar, maybe even better, than what Tang San's cooking up. But what? All I've got so far are the dragon's beard needles. Those are cool and all, but they don't pack the same punch as a Zhuge crossbow or a flying god claw. Wait a minute. Suddenly, a thought struck Yifeng. He smacked himself on the forehead and chuckled. I'm such a blockhead, how could I forget? Yifeng's outburst startled Ning Rongrong. She looked at him, concerned. Senior brother, you okay? Rongrong, does the Seven Treasure Glazed Tile School have a blacksmith shop here in Soto City? Yifeng asked. Sure, Soto City's a big deal in the Barak Kingdom. We have business all over, so yeah, we've got a pretty good blacksmith shop here. Why are you asking? Ning Rongrong's suspicion deepened. Quit asking so many questions, just lead the way. Take me to that blacksmith shop, Yifeng said, suddenly energized. Following Ning Rongrong and with Xiao Wu in tow, Yifeng headed toward the manufacturing district of Soto City. Even before they arrived, the rhythmic hammering was loud in the air. There were a lot of blacksmiths at work. At the shop entrance, a blacksmith stepped out and asked, "What can I get for you?" Ning Rongrong didn't answer, just reached into her storage soul tool and pulled out a token. The blacksmith's face changed when he saw it. He took another look at Ning Rongrong and said, with newfound respect, "Please, come this way." Following the blacksmith, Ning Rongrong, Yifeng, and Xiao Wu were led to a back room. A few minutes later, a burly, middle-aged man came in. This guy was built like a brick house, his hands covered in calluses from years of working the forge. His muscles were rock solid, he looked powerful. You are. The middle-aged man said, looking Ning Rongrong up and down. Ning Rongrong held out her right hand, summoning her martial soul, the 7 treasure glazed pagoda. 2 soul rings, and you're so young. You wouldn't be a young miss, would you? The middle-aged man asked, thoughtfully. For disciples of the 7 treasure glazed tile school, the 7 treasure glazed pagoda was the ultimate ID. Senior brother, I'll leave this to you, Ning Rongrong said, stepping aside. She was curious to see what Yifeng was up to. I'd like to talk business, Yifeng said with a smile. What do you want made? Just tell me, the middle-aged man replied. Got any paper and a pen? Yifeng asked, grinning. The middle-aged man called someone over, who handed paper and a pen to Yifeng. Yifeng closed his eyes for a moment, gathering his thoughts. Then, he picked up the pen and began to draw. He sketched out parts of something, various components, long and short, with precise measurements. Young man, what is this? Can you explain it? The middle-aged man studied the sketches with a puzzled expression. You don't need to know what it is. I just need to know if you can make it. I need high-quality refined iron. Fine iron would be best, Yifeng replied. The middle-aged man frowned and raised an eyebrow. Young man, you know how much iron essence costs. Add in the labor, and we're talking a lot of money. You should probably talk this over with your folks. I know the price of iron essence. If you can forge this, here's a down payment, Yifeng said, touching the bracelet on his left wrist. He pulled out a bag of gold soul coins, 100 in total. Senior brother, this is the 7 treasure glazed tile school's shop. you don't have to pay, Ning Rongrong said anxiously. It's true that building things requires manpower, but also costs money. Just because I am a disciple of the master, I should lead by example, Yifeng said, reaching out to pat Ning Rongrong on the head. This price is for one, right? The middle-aged man asked, carefully. Nah, I need 10. Alright. Since you're with the 7 Treasure Glazed Tile Sect, I'll give you a 10% discount. Great. And you need to sign a non-disclosure agreement. No leaking anything about these drawings. Okay, no problem, the middle-aged man agreed, without hesitation. He built all kinds of things, some of them custom jobs. He'd run into eccentric clients before. Sometimes, the finished products were obviously tied to a customer's secrets. After finalizing the details with the blacksmith shop owner, Yifeng returned to Shrek Academy with Xiao Wu and Ning Rongrong. All the way back, Ning Rongrong kept badgering Yifeng about what he was planning to build, but Yifeng just brushed her off, saying it was a secret. That night, Yifeng couldn't sleep. Xiao Wu and Rongrong were out shopping, so he went out for some air. As he walked toward the academy gates, he spotted Zhuqing practicing, weighed down by heavy weights. Yifeng froze in place, staring at Zhuqing. So late, still training? Yeah, Zhuqing nodded. Yifeng had lit a fire under Zhuqing, and she'd been training relentlessly. Not just during the day, but even at night, running 5 kilometers with those weights. She was drenched in sweat, her clothes clinging to her body, accentuating her curves. Her cat's tail flicked from time to time. She looked fiercely alluring. After answering Yifeng, Zhuqing turned and resumed her weighted run. Zhuqing, Yifeng called out. Zhuqing stopped and turned to face him. Yifeng paused, then said, Zhuqing, you're an agility-type soul master. Just grinding like this isn't the best way to improve your combat strength. Zhuqing stopped, and asked curiously, then what should I do? Real combat. Yifeng replied. Real combat? Zhuqing repeated in a whisper. Yeah, you need to grow through real fights, pushing your speed. I have an idea, are you willing to give it a try? Yifeng asked. Little mister, it's great that you're here. I've already built what you want. Just then, the blacksmith shop owner from earlier in the day showed up at the gates of Shrek Academy. He was followed by 2 blacksmiths, and all 3 were carrying large wooden crates. Yifeng took the crate from the shop owner, opened it, and checked the contents. Then, he stored the rest of the crates in his storage soul tool and paid the remaining 400 gold soul coins to the shop owner. After the shop owner left, Yifeng opened the crate and began assembling the parts inside. Zhuqing watched him, curious. Boss Yi, what are those? Pistol. Yifeng replied. Chapter 72 Dai Mubai, Green, Green. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Pistol. Zhuqing's eyes widened, puzzled and curious. Yifeng nodded, smiling, and kept assembling the pistol without saying anything. Soon, it was done. He loaded it, he held it out to Zhuqing, a slight smile on his face. This is it. Yeah, but what's it for? She asked, intrigued. Killing. This thing can kill people. But, it didn't even hit anything. She stared at the pistol in his hand skeptically. She couldn't imagine it doing any damage. Maybe you could bludgeon someone with it. Yifeng just smiled. Wordlessly, he aimed the pistol at a rock about 30 feet away and fired. The sudden crack echoed through the quiet night, startling Zhuqing. Go take a look at the rock, Yifeng said, gesturing towards it. Zhuqing obeyed, walking over and squatting down. She reached out and touched a small hole in the stone. The area around the hole was still warm. From the impact, Yifeng fired another shot. This time, Zhuqing clearly saw the new hole. It was deep enough to kill a soul master in the soul sect realm. If someone wasn't prepared, it could even take out a soul Douluo or title Douluo before they could activate their martial soul and soul power. That's incredible. Zhuqing looked at Yifeng in shock. never imagining such a small weapon could be so deadly. Here, for you. Yi Feng tossed the pistol to her. You're giving this to me? She stammered, flattered. You're a speed-type soul master. Those types are good at ambushes and assassinations. This is perfect for you. Yi Feng smiled. It's too much. I can't accept it. Zhuqing tried to give it back, but Yi Feng didn't take it. Keep it, everyone's got one. Hearing that, Zhuqing finally accepted the gift. Earlier, Yi Feng had been jealous of Tang San having the Tang Sect's hidden weapons. But the system hadn't rewarded him with anything. Why? Because Yi Feng already had access to technology far more powerful than anything the Tang Sect could produce. The system wasn't going to give him something he already surpassed. Know how to use a gun? Yi Feng asked. Zhuqing remained silent, looking awkward. She tried to hold the gun like Yi Feng, but she couldn't quite get it right. Let me show you. Yi Feng stepped forward, smiling. Not like that. Like this. Index finger on the trigger, right there. Don't squeeze it yet, the trigger is a mechanism. Just a firm press, and the bullet fires. Your stance is off, it should be like this. As he spoke, Yi Feng corrected her grip, guiding her fingers to the proper position. Then he fixed her stance. To adjust Zhuqing's posture, Yi Feng moved behind her, helping her hold the position. His chest pressed lightly against her back. Zhuqing had just been doing heavy training, and her clothes were damp with sweat. Yi Feng was close enough to catch the faint, alluring scent of her. What do you think you're doing? Suddenly, an angry voice boomed behind them. Yi Feng and Zhuqing stopped and turned to face the sound. Mubai stood there, having returned to Shrek Academy unnoticed. His eyes were burning with anger, fixed on Yi Feng. Mubai, Zhuqing murmured. She saw the rage in his eyes and, following his gaze, realized how their position must look. You dogs! Mubai spat. With each step he took, a spirit ring appeared beneath his feet. 3 in total, 2 yellow and 1 purple. Zhuqing, alarmed, tried to explain. Mubai, it's not what you think. Hearing her defend Yi Feng only fueled his rage. I saw it with my own eyes. What is there to explain? Zhuqing, I can't believe you. Yi Feng, fight me. Zhuqing frowned. What are you talking about? Consumed by anger, Mubai ignored her, glaring at Yi Feng. Yi Feng, a duel between men. Now. You're no match for me, Yi Feng said calmly, his expression unchanged. White tiger light wave, his second soul skill. A milky white ball of light shot from Mubai's mouth. Yi Feng's back rippled. Purple and gold light flared from his back. Just as the light ball was about to hit, the purple and gold light surged forward, intercepting it. White tiger Vajra transformation, his third soul skill. Mubai's muscles began to swell, and black stripes appeared on his skin. Knowing his second skill alone wouldn't work against a soul king, he unleashed his third immediately. Even as the purple and gold light blocked the milky white ball, Mubai launched himself forward, striking the light with his fist. Wings! Mubai gasped, staring at the purple and gold light in disbelief. There were clearly wings taking shape within it. The wings snapped open. The force of their sudden expansion sent Mubai flying backward, landing hard about 20 feet away. He stared at the purple and gold wings in shock. They radiated a powerful pressure, suppressing his own cultivation. External. Attached. Soul. Bone. 4 words of envy escaped Mubai's lips. External spirit bone. Zhuqing exclaimed. Yi Feng had obtained an external spirit bone, just like Tang San. External spirit bone. A third voice joined in. Yi Feng, Mubai, and Zhuqing turned to see Tang San standing there. He looked at Yi Feng's back in stunned silence. The purple and gold wings on Yi Feng's back were the ancient dragon and phoenix wings he'd acquired. Chapter 73 Strengthen it, my Xiao Wu. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yifeng spotted Tang San. Tang San was drenched in sweat, lugging a bamboo basket on his back, with iron weight strapped to his legs. It wasn't just Zhuqing grinding away late, Tang San was putting in work too. He was over 50 meters away when he witnessed Yifeng using his external spirit bone. Tang San froze. He'd thought his external spirit bone gave him a unique edge over Yifeng. It had been a point of pride. But now, he saw that Yifeng had one too. Yifeng ignored Tang San, gave Mubai a look of disdain, smirked, and asked, "Want to keep going?" Mubai hesitated. Feeling the strange pressure emanating from Yifeng's spirit bone, he clenched his fists, grunted, and started walking toward Shrek Academy's gate. ****. After a few steps, Mubai seemed to realize something. He glanced at Zhuqing Yifeng, then turned back around, huffed demonstratively, and stomped off toward Soto City. Yifeng knew where Mubai was headed. He watched him go and casually remarked to Zhuqing, "Looks like he's going to paint Soto City red." "Zhuqing, shouldn't you clear things up with him?" Zhuqing's gaze was cold as she watched Mubai's retreating figure. "No need," she said. "It's all in his head." Meanwhile, Tang San was still staring at Yifeng. He silently tossed a heavy rock into his basket and kept running. With a subtle movement, Yifeng retracted his dragon and phoenix wings, his external spirit bone. Unlike Tang San's spirit bone, Yifeng's only had some elegant, palm-sized markings on his back. They didn't detract from his physique, instead, they gave him a rugged appeal. Zhuqing, remembering the oppressive feeling she'd felt, asked, "Boss Yi, why does your external spirit bone make me feel so subdued?" "It's because it carries the blood of dragons and phoenixes," Yifeng explained. "They're the supreme soul beasts, emperors among them. Even other dragons and phoenixes would have to bow before them. Your martial soul is a beast type, so it naturally creates a certain amount of suppression." Yifeng's dragon and phoenix wings didn't have the devouring ability of Tang San's 8 spider lances, but they contained dragon and phoenix blood, suppressing other beast spirits. Moreover, they granted him flight and incredible defense. As an external spirit bone, it would only grow stronger as Yifeng's power increased. "Boss Yi," Zhuqing asked, "you mentioned a training method for me. What kind of method is it?" The blacksmith shop owner and Mubai had interrupted their previous conversations. Zhuqing, eager to grow stronger, was genuinely curious. "Like I said, you're an agility assault type soul master. You need to hone both your body and your fighting skills," Yifeng replied. "Improve my combat effectiveness?" "How?" "I'm already the fastest in the academy, aside from the dean," Zhuqing said skeptically. "Forgot about me?" Yifeng grinned. "You." Zhuqing suddenly remembered Yifeng's fight with Qingyuing and realized, "Boss Yi, how do you plan to train with me? It's more than just a simple sparring match. Let's call it a night for tonight. I'm not in the mood." "Meet me in the small forest behind the mountain tomorrow night," Yifeng suggested. "Okay," Zhuqing agreed. With that settled, Zhuqing continued her weighted run alongside Tang San instead of going back to the academy. Yifeng, instead of resting, sat on a rock at the entrance, waiting for Xiao Wu and Ning Rongrong to return from their shopping trip in Soto City. About 30 minutes later, Xiao Wu and Ning Rongrong arrived at Shrek Academy. "Back already?" "Yep." "Yeah. Rongrong, you go rest. I need to talk to Xiao Wu." "Okay." Ning Rongrong nodded, a twinge of envy in her heart as she glanced at Xiao Wu and Yifeng. Despite her curiosity, she didn't pry and headed inside. "Brother, what do you need me for?" "It's late. You're not going to spar with me, are you?" "Xiao Wu, come with me." Yifeng led the way toward the back mountain. Shrek Academy's back mountain was a small, wooded hill. During the day, villagers would gather firewood or set traps for rabbits and wild boars. But at night, it was quiet and secluded. Yifeng led Xiao Wu to the top of the hill. Brother, why did you bring me here? Xiao Wu asked, unafraid despite the darkness. I have a gift for you. Yi Feng touched the jade bracelet on his wrist and pulled out a scroll. What's this? Xiao Wu asked, unfurling the scroll. It depicted a pair of jet-black wings. Even in the breeze, the feathers seemed to flutter. Ziyun wings, Yi Feng replied. Ziyun wings. Xiao Wu looked at him curiously. If you absorb them, you'll gain the Ziyun wings, an external spirit bone. Before you reach level 70, your safety is a concern. With the Ziyun wings, you'll become a flying rabbit. Many soul masters, even some title Douluo and contra-level masters, can't fly. If your identity is revealed, you can escape into the sky. It'll greatly increase your chances of survival, Yi Feng explained. Ever since returning from the Star Do Great Forest, Yi Feng hadn't forgotten the way Dragon Lord Meng Shu had looked at Xiao Wu. Because of Yi Feng's actions, he couldn't guarantee what the future would hold. Now that Xiao Wu had Ziyun wings, she would have a better chance of protecting herself. Chapter 74 Attached Soul Bone, Ziyun Wing. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yi Feng's reasoning was solid. Giving Xiao Wu the ability to fly significantly boosted her chances of survival, allowing her to escape even the toughest enemies. With the Ziyun wings, she'd be the first rabbit in history to take to the skies. So, what do I do? Xiao Wu asked, her voice bubbling with excitement. Hold the wings on the scroll with both hands, but don't use your soul power yet. You'll face a remnant of the Ziyun eagle's soul. Don't be scared, it's just a mindless echo. Don't fight it. Focus your mental energy to protect your mind and let it attack. If you can withstand it, you've earned the wings. Yi Feng explained. Touch the wings. Xiao Wu repeated softly. The eagle wings depicted on the scroll were as dark as ink and radiated a faint warmth. Purple cloud patterns swirled across their surface, giving them a metallic, almost steel-like appearance. Following Yi Feng's instructions, Xiao Wu placed the scroll on the ground. She hovered her palms over the image, gently pressing down on the soft-looking wings. Taking a deep breath, she slowly closed her eyes. 1 second, 3 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds passed, and Xiao Wu opened her eyes, a puzzled expression on her face. What's wrong? Yi Feng asked. Brother, why hasn't anything happened? She waited half a minute but felt nothing. Nothing? Yi Feng frowned, surprised. Nope. Xiao Wu confirmed with a nod. How can that be? Could the system rewards have eliminated even the side effects? Yi Feng muttered under his breath. What's that, brother? Xiao Wu asked, tilting her head. Never mind. Just use your soul power now, and gently press your hands onto the Ziyun wings, Yi Feng instructed. Okay, she replied, nodding. As Xiao Wu channeled her soul power into her palms, the eagle wings on the scroll blazed with light, a mix of purple and black growing brighter. 2 tiny beams of purple-black light shot from the scroll and into her palms. Once inside, the beams raced along her meridians. When they reached the tendons in her back, they stopped abruptly and then violently ripped off 2 tiny branches. Ah! Xiao Wu screamed, her body convulsing in pain. Her face paled, and blood trickled from her mouth. Overwhelmed by the agony, she quickly lost consciousness. When Xiao Wu awoke, she was lying in Yi Feng's arms. Brother, she said softly, a blush rising on her cheeks. Even though she was Yi Feng's girlfriend, and they had shared their first kiss, Xiao Wu couldn't help but feel shy whenever he was physically affectionate. Did it work? Xiao Wu then remembered her passing out. Looking at the scroll, she realized the eagle wing image was gone. Yi Feng pulled a mirror from his bracelet and handed it to her. Take a look at your back. Xiao Wu obeyed, using the mirror to see her back. There, she found a pair of palm-sized, black eagle wing tattoos. Is this my external soul bone? She wondered aloud, noting how different it was from Tang San's 8 spider lances. focusing her will, Xiao Wu channeled her soul power into the small tattoos through the branched-off meridians. As her soul power flowed, the black tattoos glowed with a faint purple light. The wing area expanded from palm-sized to about half a foot each. Finally, actual black wings with purple cloud patterns sprouted from Xiao Wu's back. Joy flooded Xiao Wu's face. She had never imagined that she would fly through the sky like a bird one day. Flapping the wings, a light lifting force was generated, which caused Xiao Wu to gradually move away from the ground. On impulse, Xiao Wu increased the flow of soul power to the wings, flapping them harder. A sharp whooshing sound filled the air, and Xiao Wu shot upward but in an arc. Because she didn't know how to use them yet, her flight path was unstable, and she tilted from the air towards the foot of the mountain. Xiao Wu! Yi Feng called out in alarm. Yi Feng leaped into the air, and Xianyuan's sword appeared. He flew in the direction Xiao Wu was falling, grabbed her hand, pulled her close, and embraced her. Yi Feng controlled the Xianyuan sword under his feet, spun it half a circle, and relieved the impact of catching Xiao Wu. Phew! Xiao Wu took a shaky breath, realizing how close she had come to disaster. Looking up at Yi Feng's handsome face, she smiled. You saved me again, brother. Yi Feng steered the Xianyuan sword back to the ground. Looking at Xiao Wu in his arms, he scratched the tip of her nose playfully. You're a rabbit, you didn't know how to fly before, so no need to rush. It's night, so let's practice after dawn. Remember, don't try to do too much at once. Okay, Xiao Wu said, relenting. Alright, it's late. Let's head back, Yi Feng said with a smile. Brother, you gave me this gift, so I want to give you something back, Xiao Wu said shyly, her head lowered. Oh. What did you have in mind? Yi Feng asked, smiling. Xiao Wu stood on her tiptoes and gave him a quick peck on the cheek. She had stolen a kiss. Feeling like she had done something naughty, Xiao Wu turned to leave, but Yi Feng grabbed her hand. Xiao Wu blushed and looked back at him. Yi Feng's eyes twinkled mischievously, and a playful curve appeared at the corner of his mouth. He chuckled, I gave you a gift, and you're still trying to get away with a peck. That's not how it works. A peck and a kiss are two completely different things. Xiao Wu's ears turned scarlet. What do you want? She asked quietly. Yi Feng's eyes trailed down her face. Xiao Wu, unnerved, took a step back. No way. I'm still too young. Humans say that doing those things before you're fully grown can mess up your development. Xiao Wu, what are you thinking? I just want to take a look. Yi Feng scratched the tip of her nose again. He always did this when she was being mischievous, or when they were teasing each other. Just a peek. Xiao Wu asked seriously. Yep, Yi Feng nodded. Chapter 75 Let's Shoot, My Junior Sister. You are listening at novelfull.audio. You better not be messing around, Xiao Wu warned, dead serious. Don't worry, I won't. I just want to see. Yi Feng smiled and touched his nose. He always did that when he was embarrassed or lying. Yi Feng, having arrived in Douluo continent, brought not only 21st century technology but also the supposed cutting edge in pickup artistry. He'd once read some dating advice, other than hookups, prostitution, and rape, no woman will give you her body without some kissing and hugging first. If you want to be with a woman, you have to take it slow. Get closer step by step, and let her gradually lower her guard. A woman's body isn't that different from a man's, except for the obvious. Yi Feng wanted to prep for his next move with Xiao Wu. After a good look, he could decide what, if anything, to do next. Xiao Wu's face flushed. She walked up to Yi Feng and shyly tugged on his collar, giving him a peek. The next day, Yi Feng went to see Oscar alone and gave him the 8-petal fairy orchid with the mildest effects. This is fairy grass. You're giving it to me? Oscar looked surprised. You call me Boss Yi. Just take it. You gotta be top-notch to deserve a girl like Myriad, coming from such a big family. Yi Feng patted Oscar's shoulder. Thanks, Boss Yi. Oscar took the orchid without hesitating. Looking down at it, he said solemnly, I know you don't like me being so formal, but thanks, Boss Yi. I won't forget this. Alright, Yifeng smiled, rubbing his nose. After a pause, he added, absorb it now, and meet me on the practice field later. I have a present for you. After giving Oscar the fairy grass, Yifeng left him alone in his dorm to absorb it. Then, he had breakfast with Xiao Wu and Rong Rong before they all went to the practice field. Soon, Ma Hongjun, Oscar, and Zhuqing arrived too. With a snap of his fingers, Yifeng produced 4 pistols from the jade bracelet on his left wrist and handed them to Ma Hongjun, Oscar, Xiao Wu, and Ning Rongrong. Ma Hongjun examined the piece in his hand, along with the magazines full of bullets. What's this? A pistol, Yifeng replied. Ning Rongrong looked thoughtfully at the iron lump in her hand. Is this what you were having built yesterday? Yep. Yifeng nodded. Gotta say, the blacksmith shop at the 7 Treasure Glazed Tile School is efficient. They made everything I asked for in a day. Hearing Yifeng's praise, Ning Rongrong smiled. Looking at the pistol, she asked, what's it for? Killing. Killing. Yifeng and Zhuqing said at the same time. Ning Rongrong looked at both of them, then asked, Zhuqing, did you get your gift from senior brother already? Zhuqing blushed, remembering the night before, when Yifeng had taught her how to, well, Mubai had seen it and gotten angry with both her and Yifeng. Mubai hadn't even come back to Shrek Academy that night, staying in Soto City instead. Xiao Wu looked at the thing in her hand. How do you even use this? Kill people, how? Do you hit them with it like a rock? Yifeng smiled and walked up to Xiao Wu. I'll show you. Xiao Wu watched him approach, thinking back to everything from the previous night and scolding herself for being so forward and shameless. He'd asked to see the beautiful scenery, and she'd actually agreed. Blushing, Xiao Wu stepped away from Yifeng, worried he'd think she was easy. Xiao Wu, are you hot? Ning Rongrong asked, concerned. I'm fine. But she felt guilty, which only made her face redder. Yifeng took another step toward Xiao Wu, who took another step back. Xiao Wu, Yifeng frowned, looking at her suspiciously. He couldn't figure out why she was suddenly so resistant. Noticing the change in his expression, Xiao Wu rushed to explain, afraid he'd misunderstand. Brother, just teach Rongrong. I'll watch. Okay. Yifeng turned to Ning Rongrong. Junior sister, I'll teach you. Alright. Ning Rongrong accepted without hesitation. Yifeng reached out and took Ning Rongrong's hand. The instant their fingers touched, Ning Rongrong pulled back as if she'd been shocked. Senior brother, Ning Rongrong said shyly. Yifeng might not realize that ever since Jian Daoqinshin had taken him as an apprentice 6 years ago, Jian Daoqinshin, Bon Douluo Gu Rong, and 7 Treasure Glazed Tile Sect Master Ning Fengji had always mentioned Yifeng's name to Ning Rongrong, and after meeting Yifeng, she'd definitely developed a crush on her senior brother. But she wasn't that kind of girl. They hadn't even flirted properly yet. It wasn't like they were at the holding hands stage. Don't be nervous, Yifeng said seriously, taking her hand again. Didn't I say I'd show you how to use it? How can I do that if I can't touch it? Ning Rongrong blushed and glanced at Xiao Wu, who looked astonished, as if she hadn't realized that Yifeng needed to hold her hand to teach someone how to shoot. You don't hold it like this, you hold it like this. Rongrong, pay attention. Don't zone out, just listen. See, your finger goes here, on the trigger. Think of it as the bullet-releasing mechanism. Then grip the handle like this. That's it. Be careful when you shoot, there'll be recoil. Don't aim at the sky, shoot at the ground. Yifeng patiently explained how to shoot, positioning himself behind Ning Rongrong. He stood there without distraction and put his hand over hers, guiding her finger. Ning Rongrong pulled the trigger, and a loud bang echoed as she was thrown backward by the recoil. Luckily, Yifeng was right behind her, keeping her from falling. Ah! Ning Rongrong exclaimed, her face red. The recoil had slammed her back against Yi Feng's chest. Chapter 76 The Confused Xiaogang. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Like a scared rabbit, Ning Rongrong jumped back, putting distance between herself and Yi Feng. She bit her lip shyly, wishing she could disappear into the floor. Rongrong, you know how to shoot, right? Yi Feng asked. Yeah, she nodded. What about you guys? You familiar with these? Yi Feng glanced at Xiao Wu, Oscar, and Ma Hongjun. Hey, junior sister, let me show you how it's done, Ma Hongjun said, a little too eager, and reached for Oscar's hand. Dude, seriously? Oscar said, pulling his hand away. Relax, you always want me to teach you, right? Let me show you how it's done, Ma Hongjun said, still trying to imitate Yi Feng's earlier gesture. Yi Feng gave him a seriously. Look, then kicked him in the butt. Yi Feng turned to Ning Rongrong. She froze, met his eyes, and her ears turned red. She looked so cute it made you want to hug her. Fatty, get a grip. And you, Oscar, paying attention? Yi Feng scolded Ma Hongjun, then looked at Oscar. For a food-type soul master, having a pistol gave him a real attack ability, which was huge for Oscar. Got it, Oscar nodded, wiping the grin off his face. He gave Yi Feng a grateful look. Yi Feng scanned the group, noticing Dai Mubai and Tang San were missing. Where are Dai Mubai and Tang San? Don't see them around. Oscar, who shared a dorm with Dai Mubai, replied, Mubai didn't come back at all last night. Tang San's been out training since before dawn. That guy's a training maniac, does it every day. After answering, Oscar glanced at Zhuqing, curious. Even if he didn't know their exact relationship, he could tell Dai Mubai was interested in her. Meanwhile, Ning Rongrong had calmed down a bit. She looked at the pistol in her hand, walked over to Yi Feng, and asked, Senior brother, can I ask you something? Sure, what's up? Would you consider selling the pistol to the Seven Treasures Glazed Tile School? We're lacking in attack power. A weapon like this could really take our strength to the next level. She was clearly sincere, understanding what the pistol could mean for her school. Yi Feng patted her on the head, smiling. Rongrong, my mentor's your grandpa Jian. No need to be so formal with me. The blacksmith in Suatua City has the blueprints I left. I'll show you how to put one together, and you can make as many as you need. Thank you, senior brother. Ning Rongrong said, brightening up. You know, you're supposed to actually thank me with words. That makes more sense, right? Yi Feng chuckled, patting her head again. Alright, everyone's here. Just then, Dai Mubai, finally back after a night out, and Tang San, returning from his early morning training, arrived. At the same time, the system notified him. Ding! Congratulations! You've taught Flender how to run a business. Shrek Academy now has a supermarket, the first in Douluo continent. Business is booming, solving the Academy's funding issues and disrupting the original storyline. Bonus attribute points, 66. Name, Yi Feng, Soul Power, Level 54. Martial Soul, Xianyuan Sword, 9 Heart Mysterious Jade, Eye of Hell, Soul Rings, Yellow, Yellow, Purple, Black, Black, Soul Ring Abilities, Beast Blood Rage, Freeze, Water Essence, Landslide, 9 Hearts Emperor Armor. Self-created Soul Technique, Human Sword Fusion, Introduction, External Soul Bone, Ancient Dragon Phoenix Wings, Domain, Sword Emperor Domain. Bonus Strength, 159. Bonus Agility, 340. Bonus Spirit, 10. Bonus Defense, 10. Assignable Attribute Points. 143. Yi Feng checked his stats and noticed he had a nice chunk of points to spend. He'd been busy with Xiao Wu and training lately. System, put all available points into Spirit, Yi Feng commanded silently. His strength was at 159, agility at 340. Thanks to the Dragon Phoenix wings, his defense was solid. For Yifeng, improving his spirit was the priority. As the system confirmed, he felt a warmth spread through his mind. When using the Eye of Hell, his vision would be significantly enhanced. He already could spot the subtle differences between Xiao Wu and humans. Mustard Seed Realm, that Yifeng was surprised. His Ziji Demon Eyes had advanced to the Mustard Seed Realm. The Tang Sect's Ziji Demon Eyes had 4 levels: General View, Subtlety, Mustard Seed, and Boundless. Check out the gift Tang San gave me. With a flourish, Mubai pulled out the Zhuge godly crossbow from his storage tool. He fired off a few shots. Each bolt did some serious damage, leaving noticeable marks in the stone. What's that? Ning Rongrong asked, curious. Little San calls it the Zhuge godly crossbow, Mubai replied. Zhuge godly crossbow? Ning Rongrong repeated, glancing at Yifeng, hinting at a past event. Don't worry, there's one for everyone, Tang San said, reaching into his 24-bridge Moonlight Knight, pulling out a pile of Zhuge godly crossbows, and handing them out to Zhuqing, Ning Rongrong, Oscar, Ma Hongjun, and Xiao Wu. When Tang San offered one to Yifeng, he declined. He smiled and said, no need, I'm good with the pistol. Yifeng turned down Tang San's offer. The pistol had a range of 100 meters and its attack power surpassed the crossbow. Pistol? Tang San looked surprised. Yeah, Yifeng nodded. Everyone's here, Flender's voice came from ahead. Tang San's mentor, Xiaogang, was with him. Let me introduce my old buddy, Master Xiaogang. He'll be in charge of your training from now on. I need to head to Soto City and manage the supermarket. Flender lightly patted Xiaogang on the shoulder, turned, and left Shrek Academy, headed for Soto City. Xiaogang looked over everyone and said, I've reviewed your files. I'll be guiding your training from now on. It's still early, so let's start today. There are some stones at the school entrance. Everyone, carry them back and forth between the academy and Soto City 10 times. No using your soul power. Only 10 times, Xiao Wu looked surprised. She put her hand to her mouth, paused, and asked, how much weight are we carrying? You'll each get a stone and a basket, Xiaogang replied. I saw them when I came in. Those stones are probably only 300 pounds total. There are 8 of us, so that's less than 40 pounds each, Xiao Wu calculated. It may seem simple, but remember, every great warrior is forged through hard work, Xiaogang said seriously. No, master, you misunderstand. I mean, it's too easy. Not to mention Yifeng, even I have been running back and forth more than 10 times a day, each time carrying 60 pounds, Xiao Wu explained. 10 times, carrying 60 pounds, Xiaogang frowned, thought about it, and asked, did Flender ask you to do this? No, not the dean. It was Yifeng, Oscar blurted out. Yifeng, Xiaogang frowned, staring at Yifeng with complicated eyes. Chapter 77. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Unconventional training. In Suatua City's Great Soul Arena, Xiaogang briefed the team on their upcoming training regimen. The arena offers 1-on-1, 2-on-2, and full team battles. You're free to form teams as you like, but everyone must participate in at least one team battle each day. As for the individual and tag team matches, feel free to participate in up to 3, but remember to manage your soul power effectively. Anything else? Ning Rongrong asked, smiling. I have something for you all. Xiaogang produced a stack of masks, seemingly out of thin air. Masks? Ning Rongrong was surprised. Is something wrong? Xiaogang asked, his tone even. He noticed the odd looks he was getting from the Shrek Academy students. Actually, we already have masks, Ning Rongrong replied. Oh. Yeah. Ning Rongrong nodded and pulled a mask from her storage soul tool. Mubai, Ma Hongjun, Oscar, Xiao Wu, and Tang San followed suit, each producing a mask. So, you were already prepared, Xiaogang said, astonished, gazing at the Shrek 7 devils. Yeah, our senior brother told us the Great Spirit Arena is just a place for practice. The Continental Advanced Soul Master Academy Elite Competition is where we really show our stuff. He said we should wear masks in every match leading up to the competition. Ning Rongrong looked at the mask in her hand, a touch of longing in her eyes. Brother? You mean Yifeng? Xiaogang asked, surprised. Aha, Ning Rongrong confirmed. Did he say anything else? Xiaogang inquired pointedly. He also told us to try not to talk during matches to hide our ages. And to register with nicknames for every competition, Ning Rongrong stated. Yifeng has such foresight at such a young age. Xiaogang trailed off, puzzled. This was the second time Yifeng had the same idea as Xiaogang. Since arriving at Shrek Academy, Xiaogang had been undermined twice. Am I even needed at Shrek Academy? He wondered. Meanwhile, near an unnamed road, a girl with a cat's tail was relieving herself behind a bush. Suddenly, a stone whizzed through the air and struck her in the chest. Mortified and flustered, she glared in a particular direction, and snapped angrily, Yifeng, are you seriously ambushing me while I'm doing my business? As an agility-based soul master, you need to be aware of your surroundings at all times. Zhuqing, you're slipping. In a hotel room, windows tightly shut, the same girl with the cat's tail relaxed in a wooden bathtub, enjoying a bath. Suddenly, a stone crashed through the window, striking Zhuqing. Yifeng, I'm in the shower. Perched on a large tree outside the window, Yifeng peeked through the curtains and spoke to Zhuqing in the room. Like I said, you have to be prepared for my attacks at any moment. If that had been a dagger instead of a stone, you'd be hurt. Later that night, Zhuqing couldn't sleep. She wandered out of the tavern to a clearing and gazed at the moon. Thinking over the past few days, she started to doubt whether she wanted to continue Yifeng's training. After Zhuqing's soul power reached level 30, Flender had asked Yifeng and Zhao Wuji to accompany her to the Star Doe Forest to get her third soul ring. Zhao Wuji had initially felt he was unnecessary, confident in Yifeng's strength. Yifeng's Dragon Phoenix Soul Bone Wings meant he could escape with Zhuqing if they faced any dangers. Ultimately, Zhao Wuji gave in to Flender's request and went along. Flender had suggested that other Shrek Academy students join them, but Xiaogang had rejected the idea, emphasizing the importance of actual combat experience. So Xiao Wu, Tang San, Oscar, Dai Mubai, Ning Rongrong, and Ma Hongjun remained at Shrek Academy. Before they left, Zhuqing had brought up the training Yifeng had planned. The concept was simple. Zhuqing would carry 50 kilograms of weights at all times, and Yifeng could attack her at any moment. Of course, she could also try to ambush him. Zhuqing, an agility-based soul master, had assumed that even weighed down, she would be fast enough to defend against Yifeng's attacks. However, she had been consistently caught off guard. Yifeng was merciless, attacking her while she was eating, bathing, even relieving herself. These attacks always made Zhuqing blush and were difficult to defend against. Zhuqing stood up from the rock and headed back toward the hotel along a quiet path. Suddenly, a dark shape leaped out from the shadows and attacked her. Nether Spike. As if by reflex, Zhuqing instantly summoned her martial soul and unleashed her first soul skill. Instead of attacking the shadow, however, she charged in the opposite direction. Trying to surprise me again? Zhuqing grinned. Yes, your awareness has improved. It's almost become a conditioned reflex. And you are using your first soul skill more flexibly, Yifeng commented approvingly. Zhuqing didn't respond, but a smug smile played on her lips. The training had indeed improved her sensitivity to attacks. She realized that her first soul skill could be used to escape or dodge attacks, not just for surprise assaults. Want to keep going? Yifeng asked with a smile. Can't sleep. Let's spar, Zhuqing replied. As soon as she finished her sentence, she charged toward Yifeng. Yifeng's extra agility points had now reached 340. Even without his soul power or martial soul, his speed was a terrifying 34 meters per second. It was more than enough to deal with all of Zhuqing's attacks. Eyes closed, Zhuqing's heart skipped a beat. Yi Feng was fighting without opening his eyes, like a true master relying solely on the sounds and airflow around him. Yi Feng was not just training Zhuqing, but also enhancing his own combat skills. Just how strong are you, Yi Feng? She wondered. Seeing how powerful Yi Feng was, Zhuqing made up her mind. She would continue to endure his training and strive to become as strong as him one day. Chapter 78. You are listening at novelfull.audio. A week later, Zhuqing, Yi Feng, and Zhao Wuji arrived back at Shrek Academy. Their soul beast hunt had gone off without a hitch. They'd only been in the Star Do Great Forest for a day when they found a 1000-year soul ring that was perfect for Zhuqing. She got her third soul ring just like she wanted, and her new skill was called Nether Slash. It was a quiet night at Shrek, with a sky full of stars and the occasional owl hooting. Yi Feng felt like writing a poem, but being uneducated, he just thought, man, this night is beautiful. Alright, it's late. You two get some sleep. Zhao Wuji said as he walked through the gates of Shrek Academy, then headed straight inside. Let's go in too. Finally back, Yi Feng said, sounding relieved. You really wanted to come back? Zhuqing asked, her tone a little strange. Of course. I'm not ready to rest yet. You want to train again? Yi Feng tilted his head, looking at Zhuqing thoughtfully. You up for it? She asked, serious. Sure, a little sweat, then a shower and bed. Yi Feng grinned, turning to face her and closing his eyes. Zhuqing immediately launched a kick, the air whistling as it came at Yi Feng. Sensing the movement, Yi Feng shifted his weight slightly, dodging her attack like a seasoned pro. Her kick missed, so she tapped her toe lightly and swung her other leg at him. Yi Feng raised his hand to block it, but then, something dark dropped toward Yi Feng's head. Whoa, is that a third leg? Yi Feng was caught off guard, snapping his eyes open and leaping back. A tail? He was surprised. It was Zhuqing's tail, whipping towards him. Not bad, he said, impressed. Your combat experience has really improved. Zhuqing smirked. Her tail was both a weakness and a strength. She discovered during her sparring sessions with Yi Feng that she could use it like a whip under the silvery moonlight. Zhuqing and Yi Feng moved back and forth, enjoying their sparring. What are you doing? Mubai's voice cut through the night. Zhuqing and Yi Feng froze, stopping their fight at the same time. Mubai. Mubai, they both exclaimed in surprise. Mubai was standing about 30 yards away. Yi Feng was holding Zhuqing's feet in one hand and her tail in the other. From Yi Feng's angle, he was thankful she wasn't wearing a skirt, or she'd be flashing him. Even so, their position was pretty suggestive. Yi Feng, what are you staring at? Mubai snapped. Yi Feng immediately dropped her tail and feet. Mubai, it's not what it looks like, he said, trying to explain. Mubai's face was dark. Then what is it? Zhuqing, have you forgotten what I told you? Don't get too close to Yi Feng. Maybe you've forgotten who you are. Zhuqing, usually cold and proud, was furious that Mubai was scolding her so openly. My affairs are none of your business, she shot back. Fine, I don't care, Mubai retorted, throwing something he was holding to the ground and stomping on it. Humph, he turned and stormed off towards Soto City. Yi Feng hadn't noticed that Mubai was holding anything until now. He went over to the broken pieces on the ground. It was a crystal, shaped like a cat and a tiger. Yi Feng watched Mubai walk away. Zhuqing, he was trying to give you a gift. He must have found out from the dean that we were coming back tonight. He's been waiting around here. You should explain things, so he doesn't get the wrong idea. Zhuqing stared at the broken crystal, her expression complicated. I know. It's my birthday today. Oh, Yi Feng was surprised. Dai Mubai had been trying to give her a birthday present. He looked at Dai Mubai's back. Then you really should go explain things. Zhuqing looked up, watching Dai Mubai walk further and further away. There was a hint of anger in her cold eyes. We're nothing to each other, why should I bother? That she glanced at the broken crystal and turned to head into Shrek Academy. Zhuqing, Yi Feng called out, she stopped and turned to face him. Happy birthday. Here, this is for you. Yi Feng flicked his wrist and pulled a medicinal herb from his storage soul guide. It was a delicate white flower, as pure as a lotus. That's not necessary. Zhuqing said, her voice flat. It was impossible to tell what she was thinking. Don't get me wrong. This isn't just any flower. It's the Narcissus jade muscle and bone. It can strengthen your muscles and bones, and open up your meridians, Yi Feng explained. He figured she was reluctant to take it, because she didn't want to make Dai Mubai even more jealous. She wanted to get stronger, which was why she asked Yi Feng to train her. Really? Zhuqing's interest was piqued, all she wanted was to become stronger. If this was the way, she had to try. Yep. Yi Feng handed her the Narcissus jade muscle and bone, smiling. Take it. Your soul power just broke through level 30, so now's the best time to use it. Just eat the petals, then suck on the stamen. You'll need to absorb it with your soul power. Since it's your birthday, consider this a birthday present. Thank you. Zhuqing didn't argue. She reached out and took the flower from Yi Feng. You. The familiar voice made them both jump. They turned to see Dai Mubai, who'd been storming off toward Soto City, walking back. He'd just seen Yi Feng give Zhuqing the fairy grass. Dai Mubai had realized he was being unreasonable. He shouldn't be jealous of Yi Feng when he saw them sparring, and he couldn't control Zhuqing's actions. He wanted to go back and clear things up, but then he saw Yi Feng giving Zhuqing the Narcissus jade muscle and bone. At that moment, Dai Mubai felt like he'd been stabbed in the back. Humph, that he scoffed loudly and stalked off towards Soto City, without looking back. Chapter 79 The Transformed Zhuqing. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Copper Fighting Soul, Qianshou Shura, and Copper Fighting Soul, Ghost Civet, to the 15-point arena. The announcement blared through the Great Soul Arena Lounge where the Shrek Academy students were chilling. My one-on-one opponent is Zhuqing. Tang San looked at Zhuqing, who was sitting nearby, surprised. Zhuqing's expression remained icy. She got up, opened the door, and left. Dai Mubai started to say something, maybe realizing he messed up the night before. But Zhuqing was already gone. Dai Mubai sighed, patting Tang San on the shoulder. Easy does it, little San. Tang San smirked, nodding slightly. After Tang San and Zhuqing left, Yi Feng got up as well, followed by the rest of the Shrek Academy team, all heading to watch the fight. Walking, Xiao asked, did you place your bet, brother? Yi Feng nodded. The Great Soul Arena was where soul masters proved themselves, and gamblers made their bets. Contestants were allowed to gamble, so long as they weren't betting on themselves. How many gold soul coins did you bet on Tang San? I didn't bet on Tang San. You bet on Zhuqing? Yep. No way. Tang San's a beast. You and I aside, he's the strongest of us. Zhuqing's odds are 1 to 1.2, a little better than Tang San's 1 to 1.1, but she doesn't stand a chance. I trust my girl. Yi Feng watched Zhuqing walk towards the arena. He noticed Dai Mubai glaring at him, a mix of emotions in his eyes, and added, especially one I've trained. That seemed to reassure Dai Mubai a bit. One-on-one match. Third bout, Soul Venerable Qianshou Shura vs Soul Venerable Nether Civet. Qianshou is on a 9-win streak. One more win gets him to 10 and scores him 100 points next round. Ghost Civet has 5 straight. A win today gets her 10 points. The stakes were clear. This fight was important for both Tang San and Zhuqing. Even if they were partners, neither would throw the match. Tang San needed that 10th win to rack up points next time. Zhuqing needed the win to snag 10 points immediately. We're partners, but I won't hold back. Points aren't the real goal. Gaining experience is, Tang San said, hands behind his back, calm and composed, talking a good game since he thought he had an edge as a control-type soul master against Zhuqing. Go all out. Show me how big the gap is between us, Zhuqing replied, her tone flat. Zhuqing was different from what he remembered. She wasn't getting ready to fight, just standing there, still and quiet, as if she didn't consider Tang San or the upcoming fight much of a threat. She even closed her eyes. Tang San frowned, unnerved by Zhuqing's composure. He wasn't worried about her being aggressive, it was the ice-cold calm that bothered him. Fight. Zhuqing shifted, feeling the blue-silver grass attack. She dodged Tang San's attack, quickly closing the distance and counterattacking. First soul skill, nether spike, star. Tang San's eyes flashed purple, activating his purple demon eyes. He dodged Zhuqing and retreated, his palms changing. Blue-silver grass sprouted across the arena, forming a giant cage around Zhuqing. Ah-oh. Mubai frowned, worried. Little cat, you're in trouble. You can't use your speed in that cage. The audience watched, curious about how the beauty in the cage would escape. Guess I have no choice. Zhuqing sighed, sharp claws tearing through her sleeves, chest, and pants. Is she stripping? Someone gasped, but the crowd quickly realized she had a tight dress on underneath. 5 sets of clothes with iron weights fell to the ground at the same time. Tang San attacked. Blue-silver grass spread towards Zhuqing like vines. Zhuqing danced away, dodging the blue-silver grass. Wow! A fierce attack from Thousand-Hand Shura on Nether Civet. But Nether Civet is too fast. The blue-silver grass can't touch her. First soul skill, Nether Spike, star. Zhuqing moved like the wind, attacking Tang San again. Ghostly steps, star. Tang San used his Tang Sect technique. But this time, he couldn't escape Zhuqing. How is she so fast? Tang San thought. He was on the defensive. That speed isn't possible for a soul venerable. Xiaogang exclaimed. Zhuqing's full speed was now beyond that of a soul venerable, rivaling soul kings, even agility-focused ones. Yifeng smirked. Under his training, Zhuqing's speed had exceeded that of an agility-based soul venerable. Plus, she had taken the immortal herb, Narcissus Jade Muscle Bone, making her even lighter. She could probably take on average agility-type soul kings. If Tang San didn't have the ghostly steps and purple demon eyes, he would have lost already. Little San's going down, Xiaogang said. Tang San's blue-silver grass cage was meant for mid-air attacks. But even with that, Zhuqing had developed a sixth sense about air currents from Yifeng's training. No matter how Tang San attacked, she dodged it all. Third soul skill, nether slash, star. Zhuqing raised her hands above her head, the claws on her fingers merging into a sharp, foot-long blade. Soul power condensed the black light into a line, aimed at Tang San. Xuanyu hand, star. Desperate, Tang San used another Tang Sect technique to block Zhuqing's nether slash. The nether slash knocked Tang San back 3 steps. The power didn't hurt him, but it made his blood surge. First soul skill, nether spike, star. Zhuqing pressed her advantage, attacking Tang San with nether thrust. Here we go again. Tang San frowned, immediately using ghostly steps to dodge. As he did, a black shadow whipped towards him. Tail. Tang San stared at the thing wrapped around his leg. It clicked. Zhuqing's first soul skill was a feint. She just wanted to get close. The tail was the real attack. Zhuqing's tail yanked Tang San's feet out from under him, sending him flying toward the audience. Chapter 89 Soul Cat vs Snake Turtle Combination. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 89 Soul Cat vs Snake Turtle. Tang San landed in the auditorium with a thud. Wow! That third leg is incredible. I never thought a cat's tail could be used like that. The host was ecstatic, applauding Zhuqing's amazing performance. Because the Qianshou Shura was thrown out of the ring, the Ghost Civet is the winner. Congratulations to the Ghost Civet for this victory. 10 points. Her record is now 6 wins and 0 losses. Let's give a big round of applause to the beautiful Ghost Civet for that spectacular fight. That the audience erupted in applause. Zhuqing showed no pride, her face a mask of composure. She silently gathered her weights and put them in her storage device before leaving the arena. She won. Dai Mubai looked stunned, hardly believing Zhuqing was walking back towards them. He told Tang San to take it easy on her, but she actually pulled off a win. After Zhuqing rejoined the team, Tang San followed. Xiao Wu, Oscar, Ma Hongjun, and Ning Rongrong glared at him. Tang San, feeling like he owed everyone money, asked, "What's with the looks?" That Xiao Wu pouted, hands on her hips, and whined, "Little San, why did you lose?" Tang San. Oscar chimed in, "Yeah, I bet all my spending money on you. Now it's gone. I'll have to sell a ton of sausages to make it back." Tang San. Tang San was speechless. Apparently, losing was a personal offense. Ning Rongrong, also out a fair bit of cash, grumbled along with Oscar. Zhuqing's an agility-type soul master. Her thing is assassination, recon, ambushes. Even if her soul power is higher, you're both soul masters. Tang San, you're a control-type soul master. How did you lose? Tang San. Totally speechless, Tang San turned to Ma Hongjun. Ma Hongjun sighed. "Fourth brother, I want to offer words of comfort, but I trusted you too much. I lost a lot of money this time. You're just too disappointing." Tang San. Tang San's mental defenses took a critical hit. Ma Hongjun's words weren't as blunt as Xiao Wu, Oscar, or Ning Rongrong's, but the subtle burn was far more effective. Too disappointing made Tang San feel truly ashamed. Yu Xiaojiang's already grim face darkened further. He'd also bet big on Tang San tonight. Tang San's loss meant a significant financial hit. More than that, his prized student had been defeated by someone mentored by a 12-year-old, costing him both money and respect. Tonight was not a good night for Yu Xiaojiang. "Are you hurt?" Yu Xiaojiang didn't scold Tang San. He still needed Tang San to validate his theories. Noticing the bump on Tang San's forehead, he asked with concern. "I'm fine." Tang San felt a warmth in his chest. Finally, someone cared. Yu Xiaojiang patted Tang San's shoulder. "Put an ice pack on it when you get back. You were careless tonight. Even against an agility-type soul master, you can't afford to be caught off guard. Complacency leads to failure." "Right." Tang San nodded, looking at Zhuqing. "Zhuqing, is your soul power over level 35? Level 37. What? Level 37. Hearing Zhuqing's answer, everyone at Shrek Academy, except Yifeng, was shocked. Oscar glanced at Yifeng. Yifeng had given him the 8-petal immortal orchid, boosting his soul power several levels. Oscar figured Yifeng must have given Zhuqing a similar gift. Zhuqing's soul power was only level 31 after absorbing her third soul ring. Absorbing the Narcissus Jade Bone had raised it to level 37. Zhuqing looked at Yifeng, knowing she couldn't have beaten Tang San without his help. She knew he was responsible for her transformation. For the first match of the 2-on-2 team competition, the 9-mined cat and snake turtle, please report to Arena 8. Yu Xiaojiang was about to ask Zhuqing about her sudden power-up when the announcer's voice cut him off. "Zhuqing, it's our turn," Yifeng said with a smile. Zhuqing's expression remained serious as she faced Yifeng. She turned and headed toward Arena 8. When Zhuqing and Yifeng reached the arena, their opponents were already on the stage. "Both sides, summon your martial souls," the host's voice rang out. The snake and turtle team summoned their respective martial souls. One was short and fat, the other tall and thin. The short one's martial soul was a black turtle, the tall one's a green snake. Both had 5 soul rings, 2 yellow, 2 purple, and 1 black. Zhuqing and Yifeng summoned their own martial souls. Yifeng summoned the 9-heart mysterious body. His soul rings were 2 yellow, 1 purple, and 2 black. Zhuqing's soul rings were 2 yellow and 1 purple. Soul Master. Soul Master. The snake and turtle team rubbed their eyes, staring at Zhuqing's 3 soul rings in disbelief. This is a Soul King level battle. She's just a Soul Master. Are they throwing the match? The Great Spirit Arena rules match teams by the highest soul power. Even though Zhuqing was a Soul Master, Yifeng's status as a Soul King meant they'd face a Soul King duo. Brother, don't underestimate them. One of them has 2 10,000-year soul rings, and the 5th soul ring has a lifespan of 30,000 years. Brother, should we finish this quickly? You read my mind. The 2 snake and turtle soul kings exchanged knowing smiles. Begin. As soon as the host spoke, the snake and turtle team didn't attack. Instead, they grabbed each other's hands. Their soul powers began to merge rapidly, and their martial souls followed suit. Martial soul fusion skill. Yifeng was taken aback. This match was proving interesting. Not only did they face opponents with a textbook soul ring setup, but they also had a martial soul fusion skill. The fusion of soul power and martial souls signaled the activation of the martial soul fusion technique. Boss Yi. Zhuqing looked at Yifeng. He looked back. A silent understanding passed between them. Okay. Yifeng nodded and held out his hand to Zhuqing, remembering that they, too, possessed a martial soul fusion skill, which was why he chose her as his partner in the first place.